Hello and welcome. This is Family Connect, brought to you by Deliverance Church, KITENGELA, DOXA TV. And today we're talking about date nights. And my name is Faith. Welcome to the show. So, Karibu Naman.
Thank you.
You're the Namans.
Yes, you're the Namans.
You're the Namans.
Yes.
So, I'd like you to introduce yourselves. Tell us what you do, and then we will get right into our topic.
Ladies first.
Thank you so much, Faith. As you heard, I'm Mrs. Naman. My name is Anne Namans, and I am a psychologist by profession.
Wow, a psychologist.
Yes, but when it comes to business-wise, I'm a training consultant. Yes.
No.
Yeah, and I'm a partner with my partner. We work together.
You work together with your
Yeah.
husband?
We are colleagues.
What's the name of your company?
Our company is called Anafa Africa Communications.
Anafa Africa.
Yes.
So you work together.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much, Anne. Naman, kindly introduce yourself.
Thank you so much, Faith, for having us again. We are so delighted to be here. My name is Naman. Hello. I'm the executive director at Anafa Africa Communications. I'm also specializing in marketing and also a project manager. Thank you.
Welcome.
Yes.
So today we want to talk about date nights. And we're talking to the married couples. In Family Connect, we talk about relationships, and today we want to concentrate on the marriage relationship. So why should I date my spouse? You know, there's someone watching this show and they're wondering, I married you, I dated you, took you out. Why should I have to take you out now after I've already paid dowry? You're now my wife. Why should I date my spouse? Anne?
Okay, just as I've said, we are colleagues, we work together, we are a couple. Actually, this is our 14th year in our marriage. Yes. And we've been dating every month. We date.
Every month?
Frequently we date.
Like how many? Once a month, twice a month?
Might be even twice a month.
Yes.
We have to go for a date. It is a must do.
So this is a proper date where I have to dress up.
Yes, I have to dress up for the date depending on the venue of where we are going for the date. You know that those dates that you have to go in exquisite areas, like high-end places. And there are those dates that we just have like an evening walk together and just hold hands and reminisce good things together. And we've been dating like this
for 14 years.
Yes, we have.
Consistent.
Yes.
That's amazing. So now, why should I date my spouse, Naman? Why?
One thing that I can attest to that, as I use myself as an example, because we've been, just like she had mentioned, we've been married for 14 good years. When we date, one thing that I normally do is that she's a priority in my life. And also,
you make her a priority.
Yes, that is the one constant thing that I do remind myself that I married her and that she comes first. So as we date, as we continue dating, it is bringing a bond whereby we connect together to one another. For the past 14 years, we've been dating constantly, every month. We don't miss.
You don't.
It is something that just comes naturally, randomly. Like one Saturday, just I'm telling her we're going somewhere and we just packed randomly. No.
Oh, it doesn't have to be like a TV. Okay, I know couples who say every Friday is date night.
No.
Yours, it's random. You'll be like, it's a Tuesday, a random Tuesday,
it's a
let's go
random
for pizza or something.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
So why should I? You're still not answering the question. Why should you date your spouse?
He said for bonding.
For bonding.
And intimacy. Let me tell you, most of the times when, the world is, right now, everything is chaotic. Work, we are family, we have kids, you're coming from work, you have kids there. You have to cook for your family sometimes. And now, you have a lot on your head. And now you don't have even time for, to discuss anything relating to intimacy.
Yes.
And you don't have even the time to, start showing You know what I mean?
It's
But
time
with the
for
married people,
intimacy,
they understand.
yeah.
So, you know, it's for intimacy because most of the times we go out for a date, he wants me to dress up the specific dress code he wants me
that
to
he
be
wants
in.
you to
I dress up the same way. It makes him happy.
Exactly.
And now when we go, it brings in a certain mood.
And excitement.
And
In the
excitement.
marriage,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yes.
And brings
And
excitement.
for fun,
Yes.
also we do it for fun because everything is boring without fun in a marriage. So like maybe we don't have necessarily to go for a date on Fridays or Saturdays the way people do, but for us even at Tuesday, you know, we are colleagues and we can just finish our work
Early.
and then we decide, okay, tonight can we have a dinner? Like can we go for dinner? Like sometimes I do sponsor the dinner.
Yes.
Sometimes it's,
And you know-
and most of the times he sponsors the dinner.
You know, the women are like, me, sponsor, you're married. You should be a part in this relationship.
No.
So now someone is looking at you talking about date nights and saying, I'd really like to, but Annie's talking about high-end hotels, and now I don't have money. How am I supposed to go take my wife out on a date now? And how do I spend time with my wife on a date without necessarily spending a lot of money?
Just like I mentioned before, most of our date nights are also they are random, just like I said. There are other date nights that you can go and get yourself, and you don't even have to use a penny. No. For instance, you can drive. Maybe let's say like using a vehicle, you drive. You got a stopover somewhere. You have the Versailles shawls, the shawls. You can use the shawls somewhere. You just seated, the two of you quiet, and just rekindle the passion that you had
Like
before.
a mini picnic. You can
Like a
even
mini
carry
picnic.
your own
Exactly.
food from
Yes.
your house.
Yes.
Yeah.
Something like that, and it is less costly. No.
Just sit and
Simple.
talk.
Yes.
Like there's a time when we travel even up country, you see, like maybe you're thinking, what can we do? We decide like at the backyard
Yes.
in the evening, we just put the massage shawl and some two little snacks, and then we sit down and talk.
Yes.
And we'd put our phones away so that we can have a candid talk, like the two of us.
Just the two
Just
of
the
you.
two of us. We
Just the
talk. We talk about our you know, our challenges, our fears, our strengths. What can we do? How about if we do this to improve ourselves? You know, we do a lot in those dates, and they really bring results.
Which and
Yeah,
you know,
they do
that's-
bring results.
And you said something very important. You put the phones away.
Yes, we do.
Because, for example, you can even see now a couple having lunch, having dinner, but the phones are a very key ingredient to that date. Like, you'd find the man is on his phone, the wife is on his phone, and they call that a date. It doesn't qualify.
It doesn't work.
No.
It doesn't qualify as a date. Why?
You know, phones are distractions. So you not concentrate, you not give attention, or even you not giving attention. So we need to put our gadgets away, because when you go for these dates, you need to have a quality time.
It's about
It
quality time.
it is your
yeah?
me time, the two of you. It is your me time for the two of you. Have quality time. And also maybe you can be even discussing issues with regards to maybe the plans that you have for the two of you. So you need quality time with your spouse, and just to keep everything, that all electronics, even laptops. That time when we go for our date, we don't carry our laptops, we don't carry our phones. Everything is in the suitcase.
Yes.
It's just me and her. Yes.
Wow. Because I think phones are really destroying a lot of marriages.
Yes.
People are together,
Yes.
but they are not really together. Like, you find even a couple, they're in the house,
Yes.
but everyone is on their phone. Like, no one knows what's happening with the other person.
Yes.
So, and like, for example, what if we don't have the money to go out? How can I, as a wife, just change the atmosphere in the house and make it conducive for a date? Just the house.
Okay.
Can I do that?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. I am a mother. Right now, you're three. I have a mother of three boys, and now the three boys. You know, sometimes when you have kids in the house, there's a lot. You cannot do a lot together as a couple.
Yeah.
But again, let these children, let them know that there's a spark of love between the parents, because they are growing to admire. When they grow up, what are they going to do? So what we do is, most of the times in that evening time, like sometimes on Sundays, okay, let me say every Sunday, it is a daddy's day to cook for us dinner and the boys.
Oh.
So every Sunday evening,
It's your day off.
yes,
You cook.
they cook dinner. He cooks dinner with the kids.
That is really
And then
sweet.
they present it to the table. Then we eat together, and they know it's. He does it, reminding them that I'm doing this because I'm doing it for your mom. I'm doing this, so they know there's that excitement they have. Then after the meal, of course, they'll go and sleep early. So that day, the excitement is there. Then they'll go and sleep a bit early, and then now from there, you can now. I prepare my room, like mostly if it's not in the bedroom, mostly in the sitting room. Yeah, I'm taking the sitting room because we switch off the light. We always have some dim lights, and then we switch on the dim lights. We switch on the mood. I put on a movie, a good movie that you can watch together. That is, builds marriages.
Yeah, something
a movie
that
that
can-
is that can challenge us. Something
As
that
a
will,
couple.
yes, as a couple, not dirty movies, but good movies, Christian movies. We put a movie together. It is. If you have 30 shillings, I buy popcorns.
Imagine. And
I pop them.
Yeah.
We sit there while eating them.
It's a-
It doesn't need a lot of money to date your spouse. It's just a matter of creativity.
very
You have to be creative to make your relationship work.
Work, yeah.
Because this guy might not have money, or you might not have money to share. But does it mean that your love stops?
No.
Does it mean that you have to stop rekindling your marriage every time? You have to spark it up by just trying to do something that will just bring in the mood of talking. And then by then, once you're watching a movie, even sometimes you can pause and share something. Maybe you've seen something that happened in the movie and you're like, can you relate that?
Yeah.
And then you laugh it over and discuss. And, that brings in it can make you open up to your spouse. It brings in a very good friendship and communicating. And at the end of that, you'll find that there's something that you did not know that you have spoken about, or you did, and then it brings in that bond. It makes him look for more of those days.
Yeah, and
And,
even now as you're describing it, I can see it's very relaxing.
Yeah.
You're just and date nights is just, it gives you an avenue to get out of the normal routine.
Yeah.
Especially when you have a family. Most of the times when our kids we get children in the marriage, even in-laws come in, and friends, and there's a house help. The house is always full, so you don't quite get alone time, to even be able to just talk about the way I'm saying, discuss about yourselves, not the children, but yourselves. So there's a man who's watching this show and he's thinking, hey, this woman I married, I cannot date her and an Igbo. Now he doesn't realize that the date nights will rekindle that love that you guys had at the very beginning. Just talk to a man who's watching this show and thinking, I cannot date my wife. Me, never. I already married her.
Thank you very much, Faith. To any man that is watching right now, I just want to give you an expose from the book of Songs of Solomon. You can allow me when you read. How beautiful you are, my darling, or how beautiful your eyes are doves. This is just an expression that King Solomon was expressing, the love for a wife. And even us as men need to show that love. When you go to these date nights, one, just like I mentioned, it is an affection that you're creating. You're putting it to be a priority. So to any man that is watching about there, try and rekindle that passion. Try and just rekindle it. It is you to take the initiative as a man. And make sure that sometimes, let me tell you, these things you just force it. No.
Insist on it, like we must go.
You insist, because sometimes you may not want it, yes, but just insist as a man. Take that chance and move it on.
Yeah. Be like, we must go out.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't care what you're doing. The nanny will take care of the children.
Exactly.
So we must go out. And
it is budget friendly, not a mass that you use cash. Just like Arnold mentioned, as we sometimes you just put random cash.
And it's about learning to do things together.
Yes.
I remember there's one day on my way home, because we live in the same neighborhood, I met you guys in the evening coming, and I'm like, oh, how sweet. You're from like a walk or a jog or something. It can literally be anything. It doesn't have to cost anything.
Yeah. Like, that day we met, actually it was an evening walk.
Yeah.
We do like at least twice a week.
Mm-hmm.
We walk holding hands together.
Wow.
And you know, it is just, the world is about the two of you. Do not mind about the next person, because those people have their own issues.
Yes.
You know, if you live a life of other people, you'll not enjoy your own
You will
life.
not enjoy
So what we
your own
always do is, once you're having an evening walk, he holds my hand. We walk for we have our long evening walk, talking and discussing about things, laughing about nothing.
Yes.
And you know, it's just fun.
It's fun.
By the end of the day, when you come back to the house, you know, you feel refreshed.
You feel very refreshed.
strengthened.
And you know, one of the biggest complaints we have as women is our husbands don't listen. Our tuskizi,
Yes.
you know, women, we have many words, but
Yes.
husbands don't have time to listen. And this date will provide you with that opportunity for
So
your
with the
husband
ambience.
to
Yes.
listen to your many stories. Because first, hakuna distractions. Because the importance of taking the woman out of the home for a date is when she's in the home, and Dan will attest to this.
Yeah.
There's always cooking, there's homework, there is so
Attention,
much.
ni watoto. Yeah.
There's always something in that house that is
Yes.
demanding the woman's attention.
Very true.
And that's why the man or the woman,
Yes.
in this case, we say it's not just the husband who's supposed to sponsor this thing.
Exactly.
The woman can also be like, okay, I'm taking you out. To remove her from that environment where there are distractions.
Yes.
Upate sasa, we are working and there are no children, there's no cooking, it's just me and you. And even the man, I think in the process, you will get to a point where you can feel like your woman is listening to you.
Yes.
Because in the house, you're competing. Like, for example, you love your wife, you're trying to get her attention, but before you say a word, son number one has arrived.
I've already come. Yeah.
And women, they just somehow they have this karada where if the child talks, they just switch.
Exactly. That's what happens actually. Yeah.
We shift. Yeah.
So it's important to take your wife out of that environment, and then you get to be heard. So now there's something we talked about, dressing up for these dates. Why should women dress up for these dates with their own husbands? You know, this is not a boyfriend, your husband.
That one is a very good question. Now, let me tell you about, you know, marriage. It's a blessing, yeah?
Yeah.
From God. And we are a sacred, you know, like me and him, we are one.
Yes.
So we have to dress for them. Let me say maybe those dates that maybe before you got married, there are those things that you used to do with him.
Yes.
You used to dress up for him
Of course.
nicely, with nice
even get
heels,
our makeup
with a very
done.
we get our makeup done, and then you're going for that cute date. You're looking all nice, and you even yourself you feel leo nimekill, and then you're going for that date.
Yeah.
And then now you're getting married, and you just now relaxed. You're like, si mimi nishaonekaniwa. As in, you know that statement of, I talk to some of the girls and they're like, what mimi nishaonekaniwa? Like, why do I need to? Yeah. So the thing is, you have to dress up, because once you dress up the way you used to dress up, he sees you like the small young lady that he saw you before he married you. So you keep that fire burning. You don't just change because you've gotten kids. The moment you get kids, that's why some of us struggle. Like after getting a baby, you have to struggle to at least try to lose some weight and look nicer. Even you can put on a nice dress and you just love yourself. Although even if you have you have added some flesh, still you'll just love yourself that way and dress up according to your body. Yeah.
It's just
So
we must make effort.
yes. So that way, there are even those moments that even when you're going for the dinner, he gets me a new dress. Then he's like, baby, I want to take you out tonight, and this is what I want you to put on. And then he gives me the new dress, and then I put it on, and then he's like, wow, that is what I wanted.
Exactly.
And then you go for a date, and then he's so excited. He's all like, oh, this is what I wanted. So sometimes we are very stubborn as women that when our spouse is trying to, make it spicy, and we are stubborn, like, no, I cannot do this. And remember, this man is going out there to meet other ladies. I cannot, he's my husband. Yes, I love him. Yes, God loves him. God has put us together.
He's
yes,
not blind.
but out there, he's seeing some, skirts, some dresses are passing. And I cannot say that he's too holy for that because his eyes will see and it will perceive something. And if he's a straight guy and he really loves his wife, he'll buy something that maybe looks like that. He'll bring for you in the house, you dress it up for him, walk and bounce for him. Then he'll be like, wow, that is what I wanted. Dress it up, baby, put it on. Then you're like, oh wow. So that is what he does. So sometimes he comes back and he's like, maybe I want you to put on this dress. And today we're just going. We are going somewhere. I haven't booked the room. Even sometimes we go for the date and we sleep there, then come back the following morning, but dressed up the way he wanted.
Yes.
So I can't refuse because this is something he wants to see in me.
And you're his wife.
Yeah. Yes. And the moment you refuse,
you're breaking them.
Yeah. And the problem is I am a born again Christian, and some of our sisters do detest. Like they try to say, no, this is not, you're not supposed to dress up as something, just be above your knee, like for a date with your husband. And you're like, no, that is something that you're trying to push your man, like.
And that's what he wants to see.
Depends with wherever you're going. It depends. Of course, you cannot expect such a nice dinner dress in church on Sunday or somewhere before the elders. But there are those moments, even in the room, you have to dress up for him. So it is something that we are failing, but if we correct it, that is why our sisters in the world are trying to compete with us in this space, and we, the Christians, are losing miserable because they know what it means
to do
by doing that.
And I like what you said. Sometimes the dates can extend to a night out. A night out and a weekend out. Now, man, how do I do that? How do I plan like a weekend away with my wife or my spouse?
Yes, thank you very much. Just like I mentioned earlier on, sorry, for these date nights to make it spicy, you choose a random location. For myself, I normally like it when I sometimes I do booking, and I enjoy it when I spot a less expensive place, budget friendly. That is affordable and nice. And while I do this, I normally do this in consideration, knowing that one, I want to rekindle our passion.
Yes.
Two, I want us to have that bond and that unity. So we as men, we ought to be the ones who are taking the initiative first, and to ensure that even as we take our wives out on these dates, there are certain issues that we need to consider. One, even the dress code, even us as men, we need to dress properly.
Yeah, don't come with some very old
then you're putting on open shoes, and you're going for a date, and you have a coat. You need to dress nicely and also dress to attract.
Yeah, you're attracting her. You want her to feel
she will be
nice
attracted
about
to
you.
me. So you need to dress to attract, because when she looks at me, she'll be like, oh, that's my man. It's something good I've seen.
So it's not just the women who should be dressing up. Even the men should.
The men.
Yeah.
We need to change our dress code. Yes.
Wow. So what are some of the exciting places you've been to and for your date nights?
Okay.
For example,
date nights have found me both locally and internationally. So locally, he has taken me to. Should I mention the places? I just
maybe just the area, like to Mombasa.
Okay, locally, severally in Malindi, severally in Mombasa, severally. The other day, he just told me, what are you doing tomorrow? And I told him, tomorrow, let me check my schedule. Tomorrow, I don't have what to do. Kumbe, he told me with a reason, with a vision. He had booked a flight for us to be in Malindi. He booked the flight. He told me, pack like 2 clothes for change. We are going for dinner somewhere. And he didn't tell me where. He just took he told me, let's go. He told me to carry the bags. And then he took a cab. We just left to the airport. And like, no, we are going to Malindi. I'm like, oh, really? Then we went to Malindi for 2 nights. Then we came back. I'll not mention the hotels, but a very good place. Severally in Nairobi here. Once in a while, he took me to Limuru at Sovereign Suits. There's a special grace outside your house.
Which is true.
There's a special grace when you leave that spot that you're used to, and you're going to a different place. There's like a special grace that comes in that you will be wondering, like, why is this one like better
you
than
even the conversations
home?
flow.
Yes.
You get
And every time we go to a new room, like in a hotel, one thing that we learned to do is we always pray first, even on the beddings that we're using and all that, and then now we can jump in. And then internationally, he has taken me to several areas. So we've been to Zanzibar severally, we've been to Dar, we've been to
very
Rwanda, we've been to Dubai, been to Cape Town.
Wow.
So hizo zote, I can say, it's not me, it's him.
It's him
Yeah.
who surprises you. So imagine you're watching this show, you've been told you can have a date with no money, you can have a date with kidogo money, you can have a date with a lot of money, you see. So it's all about making it a priority.
Yes.
Because in life, I believe, even as a couple, you'll have seasons where there'll be money,
And there's no money.
there's no money. So when there's no money, we can't stop dating.
Yes.
We must make the time. Yani, in other words, what you're telling us is dates must become a priority.
Yes.
They must become a priority.
Yes.
And why? Because it's all about keeping the passion, the love burning in that marriage. We don't want to get to a point where I wake up, for example, one day and I'm looking at Paul and I'm thinking, who the hell is this? Who's this man who's sitting next to me? Because we've drifted so far apart.
It's very easy to.
It's easy to drift
Very
apart.
easy.
So if we can find a way to just keep that marriage, the love alive through these date nights, then we must do that. We must do that. I know you also do a bit of travel. You're a travel agency or something.
Yes.
Maybe tell a couple who's thinking, Mombasa, I can't afford Mombasa. I can go to Mombasa with how much?
Mombasa.
The least.
The least as an individual. You can go to Mombasa with less than 10,000 and have fun and come back. Yes. And have even accommodation of 2 nights and just have fun with SGR and come back.
Yeah.
You can have an international trip with just 20,000 Kenya shillings. You go, have fun, come back as an individual. You don't need to have a lot of money to travel out there. And I always say, I always tell my friends, sometimes if you feel like the burden is too big, get a group, talk to your friends. As a group, it's cheaper.
Or you can negotiate the rates.
You can negotiate rates. Then you can get cheaper accommodation even for hotels. We have signed contracts with 5-star hotels, and they can give even a 50% discount. Than an individual walking into in a hotel. So sometimes you just have to,
make it a
love
priority.
yourself. Just love yourself. Like we are colleagues at work, and when you're going to work, we are strictly official. No one will know that he's my husband at all. So whenever we have we've gone we have gone for work. He is Norman, I am Anne. After work, we are now partners. We are married. And most of the times people wonder, like, how
do you work?
How do you two people work together?
How do you
Like,
spend 24 hours
together,
7 days a week together? And
you're living the same time in the house.
and
You're coming back
still
the same
dating
time.
one another.
Yes.
How?
And it's so much fun. It is respecting people's boundaries. I respect his boundaries, and he respects my boundaries. So there are those moments you're going to meet clients, and this client is maybe like a male client, and maybe this is a client, my client, because I'm the wife, and this is a male client that I'm handling, I'm talking to. He'll respect the boundary because it's strictly official. I'm done here. I'm done with maybe I've done the proposal, I've done whatever, all that, and then the client is signing a contract. He respects that. And me too. There's so many clients who are lady clients that talk to him. They can even call him and say, now I want 1, 2, 3. Can you scribe for me this, do me this proposal, 1, 2, 3. We are there. You know that, and they really want Norman to do it because he's good at that. And I respect that. But when it comes to work, it's strictly work. And then when it comes to marriage, you're not a couple. A few people come to know that you're a couple after, there's a time we were in Rwanda and we were hosting a conference there. And then after the conference, it happened that our anniversary was that day. And we had some of the friends who are some top leadership in Rwanda. And he's because he's their friend, he had already organized the anniversary dinner with them and I didn't know. So when that was last in December. Now the time comes and then he's like, we are going for dinner. He's like, this is the dress. He told me we are going to buy clothes, and I'm like, I don't need. He's like, no, there's this specific one I saw. Then we went, he bought that dress, and he insisted we are going for dinner tonight. And I'm like, really? He's like, yes. He's like, let's just go. And then I dressed up. He's like, with that dress I bought and that shoe. And I'm like, okay, fine. Do you know we left the hotel that we were in, that we were sleeping in? Now we are going to the hotel that he's taking me for dinner. Then arriving there, then I'm seeing a surprise, and the people are full, and I'm like, what are these delegates doing here? He's like, I had organized.
So excited.
So, and then everyone is wondering, so this is your wife? All this while.
My chérie.
No one knew.
Everyone
was shocked. Like, how?
So respecting each other's boundaries is very key.
Yes.
And I love, that's a very exciting thing. I can imagine I'm in a foreign country and
we were there for 2 weeks.
You were there for 2 weeks?
Yes.
That's amazing.
So lovely.
Oh, thank you so much for joining us today. And as we part, just Naman, for 1 minute, talk to the men about dating their wives, and then Anne, you'll just tell them what the women, what can we do to get this date going?
My parting shots to the men, just from the scriptures, we ought to be taking the lead in front. And so, let us love our wives. Let us love them faithfully. And then let us spoil them, because it's only her that I have. So for you, that man that is watching me outside there, make sure that you spoil your wife. Love her faithfully and spoil her. Thank you.
Wow.
Be blessed.
We shall be spoiled.
To all the ladies out there, let me tell you, when you meet your man, have a vision with them together. One thing is when things don't work out between the two of you, when life has changed, when there's no money, when the world is shut, do not leave his side. Hold on, pray for them, and continue going for date nights. It does not mean that when you have no money, you're not supposed to date your spouse. Continue dating your spouse as you pray for them. When things unfold, you will enjoy the fruits of that marriage. And you keep on dressing up for them, keep on, even them, even if you love something, if I see something that I would have loved my man to have, and I have money, I will buy. And whenever he puts on, I feel good. And that is one of the things that sometimes women do fear, that I cannot do this. Do it, because he is your man and there's no other man that you can do for. So love your man, submit, respect them, respect their boundaries, and enjoy your marriage.
Enjoy your marriage.
And pray.
Thank you so much, Anne and Naman, for joining us. I hope you've heard that you must keep your love alive. No matter how long you've been married, even if it's for 30 years, you can start today. This Friday, take your wife out, have fun, laugh about the good old days, look good, dress up, and let's keep our marriages alive. My name is Faith. Thank you for joining us. This is Family Connects. Keep watching DOXA TV.
Thank you.